What is it that we have for today? Oh, yes. Today we have Unit 3 and also workbook. Let's start with that. We have Unit 3. We cover page number 32. It is Tuesday, the 19th of May to today's menu. For today's menu, we have quantifiers, unit number 3. Let's hear from Anthony Portal. Good afternoon, Anthony. How are you doing? Is everything good?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Hello, good to hear from you.
Can you
Anthony,
hear me?
I can hear you crystal clear. Please, Anthony, help me out with Unit 3 quantifiers grammar section. This file, which we see, is grammar reference. You can download it from us. Before we start, I need to do a very quick review on quantifiers, and I need your help. Please, I want you to read the first concept of quantifiers. Number 1. Read, please.
Okay. Quantifiers are words that we use to say how many or how much of a noun. Frequent quantifiers are. I say.
Continue, please.
Okay. None, hardly any, a few, a little, not many, much, some, several, most, a lot, lots, all.
Okay, thank you very much. Anthony, here I underlined some pairs of words. We have how many and how much. Quick, smart question for you. Which nouns do we use for how many? Countables or uncountables?
Countables.
Wonderful. And that leads you to how much for uncountables. Okay. The first topic of quantifiers is very simple. We know we use them for quantities. Yes, and these frequent quantities are, or quantifiers are, none, which means 0%, hardly any, a little 5% up, and then we continue, a few, a little, not many, not much, some, then several, very similar, most of, a lot of, lots of, loads, or finally all. If we can talk about, Anthony, a percentage, we could say that from the beginning of this list, none will cover the 0% of quantifiers. Yes, none is 0. And then we continue with 5% until we go to the last one, which shows you a totality, which we could say 100%. That is what I refer with the word all. Okay, I need you guys to remember that all covers 100%. Thank you, Anthony. Now we hear Fabiana. Fabiana, good afternoon.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Please, let's do number 2.
Okay. The quantifiers, a few, not many, several, are only used with countable nouns. The quantifiers, a little, not much, are only used with uncountable nouns.
Okay, stop.
I read the example.
No, stop for a moment. Here says that the quantifiers we have, let me underline. You can also do it, a few. Also, not many, or several, are only used with countable nouns. Very important, Countable nouns, we use a few, for example, a few friends. Yeah. Not many friends, or several friends, countable nouns. I can count my friends, 1, 2, 3, Pepito, Juanita, Martincito. They are my friends. Okay. Now, the quantifiers, what are those? These ones, I choose a different color, okay? Maybe for this one, I choose red. Okay, let's see. A little, not much. Okay, not much, are only used with uncountable nouns. Things we cannot count. All right, now please continue with the reading.
I've been to a few or many several rock concerts.
That tells you that the concert is plural because you have the plural right here, and this is obviously countable noun. And for that reason, the quantifier for countables is a few, many, or several. Continue with the next one.
They took a little food on the trip.
Here is a different story. When we talk about something that is not countable, they took a little food. What is the uncountable here? The word food. Teacher, but I can count my chicken. It's impossible. You can count the wing, the chicken wing. You can count the breast, a piece of the breast, even a piece, but not just the food is uncountable. Everything that's material like this, uncountable. Thank you, Fabiana. And the last one?
They didn't take much food on the trip.
Again, much, as Anthony mentioned in number 1, is for uncountable food. Let me change the color. How much is for uncountable nouns? Wonderful. Thanks a lot. Now we go with number 3.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Let's hear.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Denilson. Help me out in here. Read the next one, number 3.
Some quantifiers always need a word of before the noun or pronoun to refer to. None of the books were cheap. A lot of people think that way.
Okay, thank you. Denilson, what we just read is the use of this guy right here. This is called a preposition. The preposition's function is to connect something, to make a connection. What is the connection here? The quantifier none, ninguno, de, none of. We have a perfect collocation. And with the opposite, a lot or lots of. If we connect something that is a quantifier, we must connect it with of, in this case. Some quantifiers always need the word of, the preposition, before the noun or pronoun they refer to. What are the pronouns? For example, none of them, none of us. What are the names? For example, none of the books were cheap, or none of people think that way. Thanks. Now for number 4, we hear Nazaret. Hello, Nazaret. Good afternoon.
Sure.
Hello, Nazaret. Please read concept number 4.
All that quantify need the word of when they are followed by a pronoun. Hardly any films are made here, and hardly any of them are good. There is some food in the fridge, but some of it is quite old.
Thank you, Nazaret. So this is very important, and I will underline. All who, all of the quantifiers need the word of. In this case only, when they are followed or they continue with a pronoun. So if you will talk about a pronoun and you need to quantify it, you need to express the quantity of this pronoun, you must use the preposition of. Don't forget that, always with pronouns. That's why I mark it here, so you can remember pronoun. For example, in the sentence, hardly any. Hardly, it's always almost nothing, yeah? Almost a little bit of something, casi nada. Hardly any films are made here, and hardly any of. Here's the word of. Hardly any of. I don't know what's going like this. Okay. Hardly any of them. Here's the pronoun are good. Or like in the second sentence, there is some food in the fridge, but some of, which is food, uncountable, we refer with it, is quite old. Very easy to remember. Thank you, Nazaret. And we finish with number 5. For number 5, we can hear Donna. Please read number 5.
Okay. The word noun of is grammatically singular, but many people use a plural verb after it. I've got a lot of friends, but none of them are musicians.
Okay, this is very important to remember. The word none, nadie, it means singular subject. For example, if you ask me, teacher, do you practice soccer? Well, in my house, we all my brothers and my sister, we play basketball. So I would say, none of us are soccer players, for example. But none refers to only one of us or any of us. Grammatically, of course, it means singular. But when you express these as an idea of negative, I mean, no, 0%, we use it as a plural. Many people use a plural verb after it. Here's the plural verb. Are. How do I know it's plural verb to be are? Because it has more letters, A, R, and E. Okay. In this case, teacher, it's not okay to use is then. No, because you say none of them, which are them, the people. None of my friends are. I know some of you think, teacher, but that's obvious. It is obvious, but it's always important to review it. All right. With any further, now we continue with grammar topic quantifiers. Okay. For the first exercise, look at the block and complete sentences. Then read the rule and complete the table with lots of, a little, or all, several, and none. What is it that we have to do? In previous page, remember, and embarrassing that article, you have to read it very carefully and complete the next exercise right here, number 1 for quantifiers. You can use the quantifiers to complete this task. I need maybe, with number 1, what do we say? Yes, like many proud parents. I am a proud parent, for example, I have pride for my children. Okay, how about number 2?
All.
Yes, very good. The chat is working fine. How about number 3? Okay, so what do you say in number 6?
A little.
Yeah, exactly. We refer to a small quantity of something that you cannot count, the sleep. It's impossible unless you count the hour. So it's a little. But the word "a" is here. We only put little. Let's check. Wonderful teamwork. Yes. I think you can help me with this. I'm a little confused. When we talk about the rule of quantifiers, we have in this section, right, a little line. Maybe, how about if we do this, Nazaret? Do you agree with me? An arrow to measure. Please, Nazaret, can you read the rule concept?
Quantifiers are words and expressions we use to talk about amount.
Yes, very useful, right? The same name can express it as well. Quantifiers for quantities. Which quantifier could start in 0%?
Nothing, none, anything, I don't know.
Very good. You could say nothing, but this is not a quantifier. We need to use a quantifier related, which is none.
None.
But it's okay to use references. Okay, if you have nothing in 0%, let's imagine that we put the percentage up. How about 5%? We have hardly ever. Okay, but now, if we go a little up, how about 10%? Well, okay. Now, if we have 10%, then it's called a few, or what other option could you use for this percentage?
Usually,
Excuse me?
usually would be, I don't know what is exactly quantifier words.
Okay, the
No.
the quantifier word is when you talk about the amount, the quantity of something. For example, if you have a glass and this glass is empty, you have none of water, none of the sugar, none of the soda, okay? But if it has a little bit of liquid, maybe it has hardly any coffee. You're drinking coffee in the morning for breakfast, you have hardly any coffee. It has 5% of the quantity. Now, if we go to a 10% of quantity, you could say, well, I have a few friends, maybe 2 friends, for my party. I say that for me last night. I had a few friends at my house. But if I continue with that 10%, I can use not many or not much. What other word of quantifier I can refer for 10%?
Little.
Yes, good job. A little, because we can talk about a few and a little for quantities that are small. Okay, and then if we add more percentages, okay, let's see here. Maybe I could put, I don't know, 25%. Yeah, for 25%, I can say some. I have some friends. They're not many, they're not less, but I have some friends. What is another counter word for some?
Several.
Yes, that's correct, several. Okay, now we continue with the level. We level it up. So it's not 25% now, okay? It is, let's say, 60%. Okay. If we have 60% Nazaret, we have a lot of, lots of. What do we say in that?
Most.
Here is most. We start in 60%. Instead of a lot of.
Lots.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Like in the story, in the article, we have loads of. Thank you. And now we could increase the percentage of the amount. Maybe we can add 70%, right? And for 70%, we could use much, many, a good deal of, but then we have most or almost all or the most majority. I think for that, what level do you increase? 80, 90%? What do you say?
85 would be.
I think so, 85%. And finally, we go to the level of 100. What word of 3 letters, what 3 letters word can define 100% of quantity? Yes, we could also say all defines it. Thank you very much, Nazaret.
Okay.
All right, so this is the rule. You can take a screenshot and complete it. I think it's better if we use this arrow to help us understand the percentages of the quantities of the amounts. Exercise 2. Choose the correct options. We have from number 1 to number 6. Okay, I need you guys to work alone and select one of the options that are before or after the slashes. These are the slashes, right? Some of you to help me and complete this task, but the rest can take part in with the chat. Yeah, in the chat box, you can type in your answers. Let's see. Let me hear from Angie.
Hi,
Good afternoon. Hello, Angie. Let's go with you. In number 2, choose the correct option. Which is your option for number 1? Read the sentence, please.
I've got lots of followers on my blog, more than 200.
Wow, that's a big number. Thank you, Angie. That's a good answer. Let's do number 2.
I spend a lot of time with my friends.
And how do you know it's a lot of? If each sentence from number 1 to number 6 are true for you guys, or maybe they don't apply, and then you have to explain the reasons. Okay, let's hear from. I've got. Who cannot hear very well? Who said that?
I can hear you too.
You can hear me either. Okay, guys, listen. We are going to stop this section of speaking for obvious reasons, and we move to page 28 of the workbook. Okay. I need confirmation that you can hear me. Nazaret, can you hear me now?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, sounds good. Workbook, page 28. Page 28, okay? Are you guys there? Andrew, help me out with number 1, quantifiers.
Okay, put the sentence in order 1 to 4 according to amount, 1 being the most.
Okay, so 1 means 100%. For example, letter A. She's got lots of cousins. What would be number 2? What would be number 3?
She's got a few cousins.
A few cousins only. That one, yes. And 4th is anytime. Yeah, hardly anytime. Let's check. Well done, guys. Please copy as this is. We have exercise number 2. Complete the text with the words in the line, in the list. We have loads, number, plenty. Let's hear. Maybe Annette Cisneros can help us. And then here in the digital.
Dio. No.
No. Hardly. Let's check. Wonderful. That's correct. And a good ending for today's class. Thank you. We have to continue with the last line for next time. Have a good time. Thank you, everybody. We see you.
Bye, teacher.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye.